In today's consulting segment, I'm suggesting that 2022 is showtime for public sector communications. Now, you might think that, I've gone crazy with the New Year celebrations, but in actual fact, I think that this would be a very clever strategy for government and public sector agencies to embrace in 2022. Listen, you can just take a leaf out of my book on how we create content in this way and how we repurpose it. It's strategic, it's engaging, and it's in line with current trends. You also get to create evergreen content. So I'm suggesting that in 2022, you consider creating your own show. Let's think about the types of content that is trending right now. We've got video content trending. We've got mobile epic content trending. We've got podcast and audio content trending. And people are still reading long-form text-based content online. All of that you can get by creating a single show. The other benefit by creating a show is that it's owned media. And I mentioned this in a previous podcast. Owned media is so important. And if you kind of direct your resources to creating a show that is cornerstone content, it will make sure that it's hitting all the strategic marks throughout the year. You can plan it in advance. You can batch produce it. You can repurpose it so it sits right across the social networks. And you can create episodic content that is fitting in with consumer behavior right now. And they can follow themes over 3 or 4 or 5 episodes. If you don't like the word show, then don't call it a show. Call it a series. Call it a feature. But what I'm saying is the concept of a TV show or a social media show is one that is definitely worth considering. And we do have a number of organizations that are taking that on. Our next guest, Alexandra Kuzmanovic, can talk about the long-form content that they're creating, and they do that in video form, and then it's repurposed. You have other organizations like the Marine Institute that launched a podcast series this year. That was their first step into it. And you also have other organizations in public health. In Northern Ireland, we have Southpod, and we heard Ruth Rogers talking about the value of that podcast for their internal comms as well as their external comms. So, question that I want to pose you before we finish for 2021, is 2022 going to be the year of your show?